to meet with each other, to meet with God, and more particularly. And we're here to worship. Would you stand with us as we greet the Lord and worship him?
Light of the world, you stepped down into darkness. Open my eyes, let me see beauty that made this heart adore you. Hope of a life spent with you. And here I am to worship. Here I am to bow down. Here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me. King of all days, you're so highly exalted, glorious in heaven above. Humbly you came to the earth you created, all for love's sake became poor. And here I am to worship, here I am to bow down, here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me. And I'll never know how much it cost to see my sin upon that cross. I'll never know how much it cost to see that sin upon that cross. And here I am to worship, here I am to bow down, here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me. So here I am to worship.
When we think about the things he's done for us, the extent to which he went to provide our redemption and all the things he gives us, sometimes it just makes us ask, who else is like you, God?
Start to a place unexpected. Would you believe after all we projected a child in a manger? Lowly and small, the weakest of all, unlikeliest hero, wrapped in his mother's shawl, just a child. Is this who we waited for? How many kings stepped down from their thrones? How many lords have abandoned their homes? How many greats have become the least for me? How many gods have poured out their hearts to romance a world that is torn all apart? How many fathers gave up their sons for me? and Savior, all that we had, whether costly or meek, because we believe. Gold for his honor and frankincense for his pleasure, and myrrh for the cross he'll suffer. Do you believe? Is this who we waited for? How many kings stepped down from their thrones? How many lords have abandoned their homes? How many greats have become the least for me? How many gods have poured out their hearts to romance a world that is torn all apart? How many fathers gave up their sons for me? Only one did that for me. Oh, for me. How many kings stepped down from their thrones? How many lords have abandoned their homes? How many greats have become the least? How many gods have poured out their hearts to romance a world that is torn all apart? How many fathers gave up their sons for me? Only one did that for me. All for me, all for you.
And that king is our king. He is our king, and we're going to sing about what he's done and why he's done it.
I'm forgiven because you were forsaken. I'm accepted, you were condemned. I'm alive and well, your spirit is within me, because you died and rose again. I'm forgiven because you were forsaken. I'm accepted, you were condemned. I'm alive and well, your spirit is within me, because you died and rose again. Amazing love, how can it be that you, my King, should die for me? Amazing love, I know it's true, and it's my joy to honor you in all I do, to honor you. I'm forgiven because you were forsaken. I'm accepted, you were condemned. I'm alive and well, your spirit is within me, because you died and rose again. Amazing love, how can it be that you, my King, should die for me? Amazing love, I know it's true, and it's my joy to honor you in all I do. Let me honor you in all I do, honor you. You are my King. You are my King. Jesus, you are my King. You are my King. Amazing love, how can it be that you, my King, should die for me? Amazing love, I know it's true, and it's my joy to honor you in all I do, to honor you in all I do, to honor you in all I do. Let me honor you.
Please be seated.
If you got a bulletin this morning, you'll notice that you got 2 pieces of paper instead of just one. The one sheet has the scriptures that I'm going to use this morning on it, and since they're spread out all over the place, I thought it would be easier for you if you got them. You could take them home. You can read the context of them, because some of them, the context isn't real clear. But before we go into the Word, I would like to share, because it was several months ago, I think, that Skip stood up and talked about how hard it is to find anything on television anymore that isn't perverted or destructive. And so we've been looking down a new area. And my wife she found 2 this week. You might want to write this one down, because if you forgot why prayer is important, if you will write down this true story, it's called, if I remember correctly, the Cokeville Miracle. Is that right? Write that thing down. It's a true story that took place back in the 80s, I think it was. And a whole school of children, elementary school children, were basically kidnapped and held captive in the school. Anyone remember that story? It was in the news. Okay, remember it. And you can remember it by watching this movie. Sit down with your spouse. Watch it. It's you'll cry, okay? Seeing a whole group of kids held captive like that. And then watch what God did. It's not real clear that God did it until the kids start bringing out what really happened in that room that day. The second one was The Sound of Freedom. That's a more recent movie.
We just saw that.
They just saw it. Well, give...
A testimony?
Yeah.
Oh. Do you know Sound of Freedom? Have you seen the movie? Raise your hands if you've seen the movie. Okay, so my wife can explain it better. Jim Caviezel, is that his name? Stars in it. And he is an agent, I believe, am I right so far? That works for Homeland Security. And basically the concept is he goes in after the people who are smuggling the children. But he doesn't go after the children, he goes after the bad guys. And then he just can't take it anymore because he realizes, there are children out there. And there's one in particular that he gets involved with, the family, and so he goes to rescue those 2 kids.
And he rescues the one at the beginning, but it took a long time for him to get the last one, right? Yeah, I want to spoil a movie for you, but our hearts, Diane and I, our hearts were breaking. We're breaking just watching what is going on. And I follow some news shows online where I've heard of this for a long, long time now. But just to see the movie, you really got to see the movie. Does that about sum it up right?
Yeah. Yes.
There's also, I'm not sure if you can get it anywhere else, but it's called PureFlix. You can get it, it's combined now, I think, with Partly and TV. I watch it online, but I don't know if you can get it anywhere else, but it's a subscription. I think it's only like $10 a month or something like that, and it's a lot of Christian movies on it.
Yeah, and the thing that I liked about these two, I don't think that they were produced by Christian producers. I think